Hey, what's up everyone, this is Danny from Winch Electronics, back at it again today with a new video. I have some very exciting news today as I have in my hands the new Garmin 66 dash cam. This is one of the demo versions they have. They sent this to us after they saw our review of their Garmin 55 dash cam. The Garmin 66 is the successor to the dash cam Garmin 65 with some new added features. I have in my hands right here the Garmin 55. One of the main things you're going to notice with the Garmin 66 and the Garmin 55, this is the same as a Garmin 65 design as well. But for the 55, there is a gold ring, which a lot of people didn't like because this would make it very obvious to people that you have a dash cam in your car. However, on the Garmin 65 and the Garmin 66 now, there is no gold ring and the dash cam is even more discreet. You guys can see this is the dash cam right here. The 66 now features a 3.7 megapixel sensor which allows for 1440p recording versus the previous 2.1 MP 1080p sensor. Support also adds 1080p at 60 frames per second if you prefer a smoother video on the road with higher resolution. What I noticed about this camera also is that because there is a 180-degree viewing angle, it makes viewing the road so much easier on replay. You can easily see up to 4 roads clearly. One of the things that I love the most about the Garmin lines of dash cam, whether that be the 55, the 65, the 65W, the 66, is the small display at the back. I know a lot of dash cams don't have this to save space, but I felt that the 2-inch display is actually perfect for a dash cam because sometimes you want to make sure that your camera is pointed at the road directly, and with a lot of the higher end dash cams you can't really figure out if it's on correctly because there is no screen. You would have to open up your phone, you have to connect an app to the dash cam to just get everything. And with the Garmin it's really easy. You don't really even need a phone to operate this dash cam. You just put it on and then you can line up the view according to the screen and you're good to go from there. To me, the 2-inch display is the perfect size. It's not too big, doesn't take up too much space. As for Wi-Fi capabilities, unfortunately I can't speak for it too much right now because again this is a demo version, so it's not really compatible with the app yet. This is a pre-release version of the dash cam, so once we get an official version and can test that out, then I would be able to make a better assessment of the app accessibility. Another feature that it comes with is the lane departure, and the lane assistant is always useful. My car actually comes with it already, so it wasn't as useful to me. You could turn it off if you want to, but it makes a pretty loud beeping noise. So for me, I don't really like it that much, but I know it's really helpful for a lot of other people. People actually would get like a lane departure assistant just on its own. So the fact that it even comes in a dash cam is very useful. You can never have too many precautions in my opinion because safety over everything. That's the reason we're getting a dash cam in the first place, right? Now we're gonna get to my personal favorite feature of the Garmin dash cam, and that is the voice control because oh my gosh, I just love voice control. Like, peep this. Hey Google. Oh, I don't have Google. What am I talking about? Anyway, as you can see, I'm a huge fan of voice activated systems. Why is voice control great? Well, voice control actually keeps distraction at a minimum while driving. You know, with a camera that has a screen, it could be a little bit distracting if you get easily distracted. So now I'm going to be demonstrating to you guys the Garmin voice control. All you have to do to activate the voice control is using the following phrase, "Hey Garmin." So as you can see, you have 4 options here. So let's say that I want to save a video right now. What would I do? I would say, "Hey Garmin, save video." Literally instantly. How about this? "Hey Garmin, take a picture." That's instant response time that you can't get from any other dash cam. "Hey Garmin, start time lapse." And look at that, it has started, but I don't want that to continue because Sometimes I just forget and all my dash cam recording is in time lapse, travel lapse, or they like to call it. Hey Garmin, stop time lapse. Look at that. Amazing. Voice control on a dash cam, in a sense, just makes sense. You know, I feel that it is something that every dash cam should have in 2019. And I think that will be the direction in the future, because it's really hard, you know, when you're driving and you're just trying to press all these buttons on a dash cam and you don't really know what you're pressing because all the buttons are usually on the side. So, you know, it'd be really, really useful if for something like this, I can just say, hey Garmin, and then it replies to me, and then I tell it what to do. It's very useful. And now on to the hardware. The hardware, I would say, generally stayed the same for most Garmin dash cams, but if it's working, you know, this thing clearly is working. It fits in the palm of your hand. If it's working, why change it? And when I read the comments to my last Garmin dash cam video, which is this camera, everyone complained about the copper ring because it makes it really noticeable, like I said earlier. However, with the new Garmin dash cams, the new lineup, they removed the copper ring completely. And that is something that I really respect in a company when the consumers have a very legitimate concern. You asked and they answered and they removed the copper ring. Which for most people, I don't even really understand why it was a problem. I thought that this copper ring actually looked very nice. It gave the dash cam some flair. If you didn't like it, just take a freaking Sharpie and just Sharpie it. That's just my opinion. I think this also looks very cool. I can see how this would be a lot more discreet. If this was just in someone's car, I probably wouldn't notice it, to be honest. Like, I still can't stress enough how tiny this thing is. I have pretty big hands, but you can see on the palm of my hands, it's just like right there. It's crazy. One of the more appealing things that has been recently announced as well is that Garmin will also be announcing a Garmin Dashcam Mini. So keep an eye out for a review for the Dashcam Mini, and that is a camera that is even smaller than this one. In my understanding, the Mini would just be a Garmin Dashcam without the display. So it would even be smaller than this, which I'm very excited to see and review. So now on to the video quality. Video quality has actually been greatly improved and is competitive in the current market. Not only is the sensor now larger with a higher resolution, but Garmin has also added HDR to its lineup. HDR does a fantastic job of keeping dynamic landscapes in check while you're driving. We notice this most when driving around sunset, when you're most likely to encounter dark shadows and bright reflections from the sun. HDR really is a huge improvement to the camera, paired along with the upped resolution. We can't stress enough how much HDR really helps in low light conditions. Thank you for watching, and I hope you guys learned more about the Garmin 66 today. And also, more importantly, I hope you all have a wonderful and safe day. Drive safely and use a dash cam. Hopefully a Garmin dash cam. Right? Have a great day.